What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how to continuing to focus on yourself, to focus on your career goals, despite being alone or feeling alone, or like not being around like-minded people, or if you can't find the right romantic partner for you, or if you're living a life, male or female, like you're just single, you've been single your whole life, right? Or like you're just single, you've been single a lot lately, and this video is gonna be about like how to kind of stay focused and to not dwell, or like how to not meeting like-minded people, or to not like meet a romantic partner like kind of discourage you or kind of like take you off your path, right, mentally. This video is going to be about how to pick yourself up and how to stay focused despite craving those connections, but it just seems like you can't seem to manifest them, or it just seems like they're not in your life. I'm also going to talk about excuse me, I'm also going to talk about what else I'm going to talk about? I'm also going to talk about finding ways and outlets to kind of fulfill your life despite feeling stuck, and what to do when you're feeling stuck in life. I'm also going to talk about time speeding up and how to adjust during time speeding up, how time speeding up is kind of going to force you to get off your comfort zone. So let's get to it. Okay, so now when it comes to romantic love, connections, friendships here and there, right? Of course, that's a great thing. As human beings, we all need those things. We all crave those things. It is part of us. It is part of our, it's how we live. You know, it's part of life. It's natural. It's natural for people to reproduce, to mate, or to have their own partner. It what makes life amazing. And someone said that one of the best human experiences is a feeling of love, right? Who doesn't like romantic love? Who doesn't want that connection, right? I mean, especially someone's like-minded like you. When it comes to friendships, romantic partners, any of that, right? It's one of the best feelings in the world, where you just feel like you're not going through things alone, or like it's just very stimulating. As human beings, we always crave stimulation. There's why we're so addicted to our phones, we're so addicted to our laptops, to our technology. You know, I'm guilty of it too. There's nothing wrong with that. You just got to learn how to use it the right way, or you got to not let it control you. So we all want constant stimulation, especially when it comes to connections and that. There's why when you meet people and they just bore you, or like you're not mentally stimulated, because you need that stimulation. There's where you get your, like when people, they're vibrating or they have the same frequency as you, and we need to interact. There's always like a good stimulation, because you two are on the same wavelength, you two are like in the same frequency, you guys talk about relatable things, and if you guys don't, you guys get each other. That's mental stimulation. So of course, as human beings, we do want a connection, but how to kind of combat that, or how to kind of fight the feelings of craving a connection even though it's not in your life. I feel like a lot of guys struggle with this. Well, I feel like a lot of males tend to struggle with being single, or they struggle to not find a perfect partner for them. Either they can't attract the women in their life, or like it's just so hard to get a woman, and vice versa. I think women can relate to this as well, because as women, I feel like for women, they can choose any partner they want. But at the same time, they just have a hard time choosing the right partner for them. I feel like that plays a role too. And I kind of know that feeling where, like, because with women, at least from my understanding, I could be wrong, like they can attract people, they can attract partners, they can attract romantic partners, but the only problem is they can't attract the right person for them. And the women, they tend to talk about that, where like they always complain about certain guys and shit like that, because they want a specific guy for them. I don't know, just some shit like that. But anyways, both genders struggle with this, right? So now, how to fight the feeling, how to stay focused, right? How to stay focused despite that is, first you got, and a lot of people talk about this as well, so I'm not just the only one talking about this. A lot of people talk about this. There's other YouTubers. I actually got these from them. So yeah, so what you could do is try to find things that will fulfill your needs, trying to fill your emptiness, right? And shout out to New My Frame, because New My Frame, she talks about this. And I think, yeah, she talked about this, so this is where I got the information from. I think she mentioned, when you're feeling like empty, or just you just can't attract anything, right? Or like you just feel empty in life, or you just feel like there's like an empty wound within you, right? I think she mentioned to replace that, you got to find something that's going to fulfill you. So, and once you find that something that's going to fulfill you, the feeling of emptiness, you're not going to feel that no more. And shout out to New My Frame, because she mentioned that, and she's right. So there's a lot of things in life to do. There's a lot of things in life that will actually excite you. You know, one of the challenges is like not to feel optimistic. I feel like when people, they have a hard time of like, if they don't feel satisfied in life, more so, yes, it is there's a lot of restrictions when it comes to money corruption and money control, but there are still things to do there, you know. So you gotta change up your life. You gotta make a 360, you know. Change up your routine, go outside more, try to find different hobbies or different interests. Like, for example, like me, like I just recently got a vehicle, and like I'm still learning about vehicles, and it's pretty fun actually, you know. I kind of like it. So because when I was shopping through Walmart and stuff, I was at the AutoZone section, and I was seeing different types of like things for your car, where like you have like you have mats for your cars, you have like a car cup holders, or you have like certain things, like you have like oil changes buckets, like, you know what I'm saying, like everything that works for your engine or to help your car. And that's kind of exciting, and I actually want to learn more about cars, you know what I'm saying. So I'm watching more videos and trying to learn about like about like how to be a mechanic, or like how do mechanics work on vehicles, or how to operate a car and stuff like that, or how to fix a car, or like how do vehicles like how are they made, or like what parts that makes a vehicle, you know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to learn about those things. I'm trying to learn how to change a tire, how to change a flat tire, how to make an oil change, and how to change an engine, and how engines work. And it's kind of interesting, especially if it's useful. For example, like if you have a car, then learn about vehicles, learn about the engines if you don't know about it, because it's going to keep you stimulated. Because one, you're using it, and two, the more you learn about it, it's going to help benefit you. Even if it's boring, just learn about things that's going to benefit you, right? And there's so many things to do in life. There's different schools you go to, there's different trade schools, and I understand in this world everything costs money. So some people don't have the money to do things they do. Well, if you can't afford certain schools, well then try to find a job and save them and go to that school. Or if that takes too long, or you just don't feel like doing it, then might as well just watch a lot of videos and try to ask for people how to do this and that, you know what I'm saying? Like barbering, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of interested in barbering, so like I'm trying to watch a lot more videos on how people cut hair, on how to cut hair, what clippers you need, and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting, you know. So there's a lot of things to do where like you got to keep your mind focused on the prize, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, but if you find something you're passionate about, or if you work at a job you really enjoy doing, or if you have a certain goal when it comes to making money, try to put all your effort and focus onto that and go harder, you know what I'm saying? That same emotions that you feel when you're missing, or when you're craving a specific partner, or if you're not around like-minded people, then take all these emotions, take all that anger, aggression, take all that like hopeful emotions, and just pull all that energy into your craft, into your career, into your hobby. And not only that, but like he's got to focus. He's got to try to transfer your energy into something else. I know it's easier said than done, because especially when we're not around like-minded people, it's feel like you're just going through life alone. You know, I struggle with this as well. So like, especially if it's spiritual and stuff like that, or just you don't have to be spiritual. You just like you just feel different, or you feel outcasted, or you can't meet like-minded people, or it's hard for you to find like a tribe, to find your soul tribe. You know, you can make a YouTube video, you can make a podcast. You can do what you got to do. You could post a lot on social. You could post a lot on social media, like Instagram. You can make TikTok videos. You can make a Twitter. Use the social media apps to put yourself out there. Don't underestimate the power of social media. You can become very well known, very popular through TikTok, through Instagram, through Snapchat. If you put yourself out there, you do have the power to do that. The main problem is that like people, they just want to be too seen. Like they don't want people that they already know to kind of view them different when they're putting themselves out there. So I understand a lot of insecurities and things go into play, you know what I'm saying? So honestly, to kind of fight through that feeling of like craving like-minded people or romantic connection, honestly, I know it sounds robotic, and I know it gets annoying, but like God honest truth is to try to do a lot of soul searching to find things that you really enjoy doing. But also don't underestimate doing shadow work and doing the healing work. Shout out to my friend. She also mentioned this as well. She mentioned the importance of shadow work and the importance of finding things that you love. So all those things, once you're doing those things, it can replace the feeling of being empty, or the feeling of being not loved, right? She goes more into detail about it. I forgot which video, but she did go into full depth into that. So shout out to her. Make sure you check out her channel, New My Friend. She talks about like how the importance of like finding yourself, doing the healing work, and then focus on the things you enjoy doing, so you won't feel that codependent energy from different types of people. You just gotta replace that with like love energy. Love energy is when it's like you finding your career, is when you're doing something you love. And once you experience that, you're not gonna even crave a connection, or you're not gonna crave around like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so passionate and you have so much love for the things you're doing. And she goes into full detail about that. And not only that, but once you're at a stage where like you're doing what you love, you never know. Maybe you can attract like-minded people and they're a romantic partner for you, right? But also, another thing to take into consideration, like if you're not attracting like-minded people, or if we can't seem to find a partner for you that's right for you, or that's not in your life, don't underestimate spirituality. Don't underestimate, I guess people like to call it divine timing. So like me personally, I can only speak this for me, and I think it's facts. Some people may not think it's facts, but like I really do believe that like things do happen for a reason. Not everything because of free will and stuff like that, but for most things they do happen predestinedly. I do believe in predestined events. I do believe we are meant to meet certain types of people throughout our life path, right? So whenever I'm in a situation where like I'm single or like I'm not around like-minded people, how I view this situation is this. One, God is probably, or the universe or life or spirit or my higher self, they're probably preventing me from meeting those types of people because maybe I have a lot of karma in my past lives that I gotta deal with that's blocking me from meeting like-minded people because I gotta complete certain shit in this lifetime. Or in my life path, I'm meant to do different things that involves me being alone and isolated at the current moment. Not forever, but temporarily. So I could work on myself, so I could attract the things I want out of life. So I can help other people, or so I can spread information. It all depends on your life mission, but that's how I look at it. But also, I've been in situations where like I've met like-minded people. I've met like romantic connections that I feel very passionate about, and I've observed other people's lives to where like they've met their partner or they met their soulmates, even twin flames and shit like that. I've been experienced a twin flame connection. It obviously didn't end well, but just the fact that I've experienced a twin flame connection and other soulmates that I felt passionate about, and other people who've met their soulmates, and even videos of people meeting their twin flames or their life partner and shit like that, and that in itself shows you, is proof that like everything happens for a reason. So I feel like, especially if you're alone, if you're single your whole life, or like you can't meet like-minded people, I feel like you're meant to get those things, but probably either later in life, or probably you are meant to get them right now, but you're not doing certain healing work, or like you got certain blockages, or like you're not in the right path when it comes to your life mission at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So don't be worried about it. Like I said, don't take life personally, but take life seriously. Don't take life personal to the point where like what you see is not what you get. Like everything that looks right now, like, how do you say it? Don't believe what you see. So all the things that look to the surface right now, even talking about it, that's not true. Because like, for example, you could say, oh, I can't meet like-minded people, I'm not in a living connection. Well, looks like I was meant to experience not having those the rest of my life. That's not true. Maybe because like I said before, you have certain blockages or karma that you got to take care of, and once you get over those things, then you can attract the things you want on a life. Or once you reach at a certain stage in the life where like the universe thinks you're ready, then you're gonna get those things. I feel like most things that people tend to like really dwell on, or to really like lose hope for, I feel like they're meant to get those things in their life. So for example, let's say someone always wanted to be let's say someone always wanted to have their own business, right? So, and that's their fucking desire, right? That's what they really want out of life, right? I personally believe if they really want that, then life is going to constantly test them. Like they're going to constantly like experience businesses that doesn't work in their favor, or they're going to have a lot of career disturbances and conflicts and shit like that doesn't work in their favor. But eventually, once they keep putting in the work, once they don't give up, especially since it's a desire and a passion to have that, eventually they're going to become one of the most successful business owners in human history, right? And same thing with someone who's like doesn't have a who always wanted to be in a romantic relationship with a like-minded person that they can really like that they really get along with, right? So I feel like life is gonna find a way to test them to be in relationships that doesn't work in this person's favor, and or life is gonna make this person be single the rest of their lives, right? Until they reach at a certain stage in their life, towards later in their life, they're gonna meet that romantic partner that's right for them. And that's what I'm getting at. I feel like life will kind of like all the desires, all the things you really want out of life that you really want so bad, I feel like God or life or spirit, they know this, But what they're gonna do is that they're gonna kind of test you, or like they're gonna kind of test your willpower, and like all the things you want, life's gonna probably throw you the opposite of those things. But once you put in the work, once you remove certain blockages and karma, and you being persistent, eventually all those things you really want, you're gonna get those things, but 10 times even better and shit like that. I hope that makes sense. So all the things you want out of life, just reflect your life. Like, reflect your life. So all the things you want, right? Why, like, it just seems like you can't attract it, or like you don't want it, right? More than likely it's because life is just testing you, or like God or spirit or your higher self or the universe. They're trying to test you, and you are going to get those things. Is that the reason why they test you? So like they could test your, I don't know, your fucking faith, your willpower, your persistence, and all that. So you can learn lessons, so you can learn wisdom. So once you do get those things, since it's so great because it's in your desire to get those things, you're going to be prepared. Versus if spirit or life never put you through those hard ass situations in life, maybe once you do get those things, you won't be prepared for it, or like you won't be prepared mentally to handle those things long term. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you got to look at situations, and in my opinion, it's facts. And you can look at other people's life stories and what they've been through, and all their stories are the fucking same. Like all the things they want out of life, that's very like, that's worth it. Like that's to go through hell just to get those things. You know what I'm saying? But you are worthy of getting those things. Life is testing you, so don't take life personal, and you are gonna get it. It's not one of those things where like, oh, like you're not gonna get it this lifetime, or like it's not that. It's like you are gonna get it. Life is gonna force you into situations that you quote unquote don't want to be in, or life's gonna put you in situations to get off your comfort zone, so you could take action, so you could get those things that you really want. You know, so you pretty much have no choice, but you already get those things. You know, just so you can, so once you do get it, you become more prepared for those things, right? But yeah, but that's how you gotta look at life. Also, so moral of this video, try to find things that excite you. Try to do a lot of soul searching. There are things out there for you. You just gotta look for them. But also, try to view things from a spiritual perspective. Like, if you're not getting the things you want out of life, it could be anything. When it comes to connections, certain material items, certain money, anything. Even a car, because I've been in that situation. It could be anything. Just put in the work, and just know that if you're not getting those things right now, just know that like you are meant to get those things, because you obviously, it's in your mind, it's in your heart, you want it so bad. But just look at it still take action, but just look at it from a viewpoint of like God or the universe or spirit or your life is preventing you from getting those things, just so you could become mentally prepared and more stronger. And it's kind of like a test to, if you really want those things, like how much work are you willing to put? So once you get those things, you'll be able to handle it, and you'll be more thankful. And once you have more gratitude and more thankful, you're able to get the things more out of life, right? Because you know what it's like to not have those things and to work harder for it, right? But it's also spiritual warfare as well. So this is why, like, usually the things you want out of life, it does require healing work and for us to remove blockages. So don't underestimate demonic attacks or entities that are trying to throw you off your path, because they know the things you want out of life, and once you get those things, you're gonna be unstoppable, right? So I feel like there's spiritual entities that don't want you to see that, so they'll do, or like they're trying to do certain things that will prevent you from getting those things, which you're already going to get those like regardless. But the universe, well, not the universe, but like these spiritual entities are gonna try to stop you. This is where you get your spiritual warfare and shit like that. I believe that shit happens, and they could play this shit out by like being in different human bodies to manipulate them to harm you and shit, or to discourage you from your path and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. If you want to learn more about spiritual warfare, check out New Mindframe, and also check out New Mindframe Tarot. She talks about spiritual warfare as well. You know what I'm saying? And she talks about how to like release that codependent energy, and how to replace that energy with doing something you love. You know? But yeah. And this video is inspired by her as well too. So you know. But yeah. I'm also gonna talk about time speeding up. So this is gonna be a long video. So, and this video is so random, but with time speeding up, right? So the days are going by a lot faster. The time is speeding up extremely fucking fast. The timeline we're in 2023 is a lot different compared to 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Time is be a lot more slower back then. But since time is speeding up so fast, it's gonna force you. And shout out to Chauncey one, because Chauncey one, he mentioned that like since time is speeding up, it's gonna force people to get off their comfort zone, and he's right. Like all the desires and things I want out of life that aren't good for me, time is speeding up. It's eliminating those things. For example, like me, I love eating, right? And I love not necessarily messing around, but doing things that will kind of kill time out of enjoyment, out of entertainment, right? Since time is speeding up, I can't do those things as much. I can't eat as much food, or like I can't bullshit around and like not do things that's not gonna help me in the long term. So for example, me, I used to love eating, right? I mean, I still love eating. Like when I'm talking about eating, is like since time is speeding up, I don't have time to eat lunch, breakfast, dinner like that. So I can eat one time a day and I'll be good. I'll be good. And I'm eating less junk food as well because the time is speeding up. But like me, I used to love like not mess around, I guess. But like me, like I love to meet, like for example, me, I'm into pickup, right? So like me, like before time wasn't speeding up, when time was slowed down, I used to like try to talk to different women, try to go out on dates, try to like ask women out and shit, just try to meet new people. Like I used to try to go to different parties and shit like that, right? But since time is speeding up, I don't have time to do all that shit. I can't do that. So time is speeding up. It's preventing me from doing those things. So now I'm forced to focus on my goals, like going to college, focusing on my military career, focusing on working out, focusing on the things that I need to get done that matters. Like me fixing my car, or like how to fix my car, make like putting gas in my car, just shit like that. Saving up for money, investments, even making even making YouTube videos and learning about my future goals. Time speeding up is forcing me to do those things. Even though those are my desires, it is hard to do those things because it requires work. It requires hard work. But I don't want to do those. I mean, I do want to do those things, but time is speeding up. It's kind of forcing me to really get off my comfort zone and to pursue those things to the max. This is why when we're sleeping, it seems like we're not sleeping as much compared to back then. It's because time is speeding up so fast. It's like we're not sleeping, we're taking naps and shit like that. And I've noticed since time is speeding up, I've been sleeping a lot more because I feel like it gets overwhelming on the amount of things I need to get done and the amount of things I need to accomplish, right? So yeah. So you know, like even oversleeping, time speeding up is gonna eliminate that, because like what I've noticed, I think Chauncey when he talked about this as well, like you can't run away from your problems, especially as an adult. So like all the things that you want, especially if you have an important soul mission, especially if you want great things out of life, yeah, you're gonna have a busy ass schedule, you're gonna have a lot of things, and it requires a lot of alone time, you know. So you can't really run away from your problems by oversleeping like what I would do. When I get overwhelmed, I'll just oversleep and shit like that, and then time is speeding up, it will make my situation worse. So like I'm forced to face the things I need to get done head on, you know what I'm saying? So time is speeding up. I feel like you got to use momentum on that. So all the things that's wasting your time, especially if you're craving like-minded people, or if you want a romantic connection, if it seems like you can't get those things, then fuck it. Then try to focus on yourself. And since time is speeding up, it's gonna force you to dive deep into your self-development. It's gonna force you to focus on your career and your long-term goals. So you're gonna have less time to crave a connection or to want to meet like-minded people. The feeling's still gonna be there, because as human beings, we crave connections. We crave deep connections and bonds. Especially if you're doing healing work and shadow work, yes, the more like-minded people you want to be around with. Because if you do a lot of healing and shadow work, you can have a higher frequency, and like it's rare to find people with a high frequency and shit like that. But we're all different. But what I'm saying is, if you're doing healing work and shadow work, yes, you're going to crave like-minded people, because if you're doing those things, you're constantly evolving and changing. You know what I'm saying? So the feeling is still going to be there, but this is why I made this video, and you can check out other YouTubers who talk about how to combat that feeling of codependency and that craving, that connection. It's still going to be there, but how to like switch that energy up into focusing on things that will help benefit you. So, and once you do get those things, you can track more things out of life. Like then you have the tools to track like-minded people, because you're focused on your career, and like it'll set you up and shit. But since time is speeding up, it's gonna help you become a lot more focused, a lot more laser focused on self-improving, focusing on yourself, and not doing things that's outside of your control, that you have no control over, right? Like meeting like-minded people and craving a connection, right? So time is speeding up is definitely gonna help that, in my opinion. You just gotta learn how to adjust. But yeah, time is speeding up is definitely gonna force people to focus on themselves, to manifest and attract a lot more things a lot more quicker. When people used to say that, I used to be skeptical. I can't say that word. Skeptical about that shit. But as time is continuing to go on, I feel like there's a lot of truth behind that. There's a lot of truth in manifesting things a lot quicker since time is speeding up. It would be a lot easier for people to save money. And Chauncey want to talk about this as well. He mentioned it's gonna be a lot easier for people to save up money, to save up on their investments, and to focus on your stuff, because this time is speeding up. All you gotta do, because you're sleeping less, so your main focus is to focus on your goals. That's all you gotta focus on, because that's the only time you have to do, which is your priorities, which is your goals. You know what I'm saying? Many people, as time continues to go on, and it's gonna speed up faster and faster, less people are gonna have, they're not gonna have time to bullshit around and shit like that. And Chauncey won't talk about this. But yeah, but that's all I gotta say. It's a long video, but I hope this video helps. And there's other YouTube channels you could check out that will help you try to erase the feeling, not erase, it's still gonna be there, but how to like change up the feelings of codependency and stuff like that. Me, I struggle with this as well. I'm still trying to get over it, but not get over it, because you're not gonna fully get over it because we're human, but how to like exchange that energy, if that makes sense. But like, comment, subscribe, have a good one, and hope this video makes sense. I was kind of all over the place, but have a good one and good luck to you. I hope this helps, and peace.